Okay, guys, here we go again. Another day, and you know what we'll be talking about? There's only one thing patriots are talking about, isn't there? The merger between Restore Britain and Advance UK. Right, I'm going to be showing you some responses from other political parties and other people who I think are well worth listening to. Personally, we've got to stop this arguing and bickering amongst ourselves over this. We got real bigger problems than whether we have a college or not a college. Yeah, we, you know what's happening. We are being colonized, and anger at each other isn't going to help us one little bit. It really isn't. But first, let's go have a look at. No, I'll tell you what I know first. I had a quick look around the net this morning to see what the response of UKIP was. We are going to need to be united with the patriots of UKIP. They're a street party. They know what it's all about. They know what to expect when they go out on the streets, yeah? A lot of Advance UK and Restore Britain members don't know that yet. They haven't been blooded, but they will, because our enemies are not going to let us just take our country back. They've spent years colonizing it, raping it, looting it, pillaging it, getting rich off it. They're not going to give up without a fight. No. Anyhow, so we're going to need parties like UKIP and Nick Taccone to come on board. And we've got to work with them. We've got to work with, some of you are going to have to work with political parties that you see as far right, like Britain First, yeah? You're going to have to learn to work with them. At the end of the day, they are brothers, kinsmen. And call yourself brothers, call yourself kinsmen, because that's what we are. We're united in the fight to take back our country. It's just we see different ways forward of doing it. You might even have to associate with the likes of the Homeland Party. People like Steve Laws. I mean, personally, I thought I was far right. But Steve is something else, you know. But he will fight by your side. We're going to have to work with people like that if we're going to take our country back. We can remove the smell from our noses later, if that's how badly we feel about working with those people, but we have to work with them. Anyhow, I had a quick look around to see if I could find anything official from UKIP as to their position, and I couldn't. So then I moved on to Britain First. Let's see what Paul Golden of Britain First has to say.
What a glorious day here in the Midlands. I hope the weather's like this next Saturday when we're marching through Manchester. So a lot of people have been messaging me, posting comments on Twitter and so on, asking me what's our position with Britain First regarding Rupert Lowe and Restore Britain transforming into a political party. I heard this morning that Advance UK is now going to be merging with Restore Britain. It's going to be one unified patriotic political party. And for those that are asking what our position is regarding this, it's simple. We wish them all the best. We won't be standing against them in elections. They've got a clear run now. And that's it. We just wish them all the best. We don't see them as rivals. We see them as complementary. We've all got our different roles. We're all pushing in the same direction. That's the most important thing. We're not attacking each other. We're pushing in the same direction. We're all pushing in the direction of remigration, mass deportations, and saving this country. So it's as simple as that. I mean, it's been less than 24 hours since this news broke. Let's see how things develop. Let's see how things play out. We've got a long road ahead of us, and things may be different in a few months. But right now, I wish them all the best. We wish them every success and good luck to them. And it's as simple as that. Regardless of what happens, Britain First will be powering forward with all of our street marches, all of our street activism, My opinion is that the real power over the next 20 years, when things deteriorate in this country, the real power that's going to be needed in this country is going to be on the streets, not the ballot box. That's my opinion, but we wish them all well. We wish them the best. We wish them every success.
Okay, that was Paul Golding of Britain First. I know Paul Golding. I don't know if he still carries a Bible in his pocket. He used to. He's a good man. He's a patriot. He's had a few personal problems in his life, but who hasn't? Yeah. But he did say something there. It's going to be on the streets, guys. It really is going to be on the streets. When push comes to shove, it's going to be one on the streets. Okay, so let's move on now. Who else did I go and have a look at? Well, I've been meaning to do a video about Andrew Bridgen for a long time, so I wondered what Andrew Bridgen made of it. Let's see what Andrew says.
Here in northwest Leicestershire, we've very much got the calm. We've actually had a bit of sunshine today after the storm last night. There's going to be a political storm now, though, because Rupert Lowe, MP, has announced that he's forming a new party, Restore Britain. His promotional videos had 10 million views in 24 hours. I think he's tapped into a huge amount of support. This is going to cause major problems for the establishment. What's going to happen next? Rupert Lowe is going to come under personal attack from the mainstream media and his political foes. I think Restore is going to take off. I hope it's going to take off. We're very much in the last chance saloon. I remember Nigel Farage told me that I was always looking for a fight. I assured him I wasn't looking for a fight, but I was never going to run away from one, and we're in the fight of our lives now. So, what I also think could happen is that Keir Starmer's masters might order him to sign the Labour Party's suicide note and call a snap general election, especially if Restore Britain start really taking off in the polls and nationally. This will be so that the establishment's approved successor to Keir Starmer can get in at a general election before Restore Britain has chance to establish and organise itself. Don't think that can't happen. That's exactly what Rishi Sunak was told to do to get Keir Starmer in. And if Keir Starmer's, he's so compromised that if his masters tell him he's got to commit political suicide, he'll do it. So we need to be aware we're in very, very dangerous times. Thank you very much for listening to me.
Well, that was Andrew Bridgen, a man I greatly respect, and I'm really sorry I didn't make that video about him. I wanted to, telling you about the man. I saw some great video clips could have been used. Yeah. We're in for a real fight, guys. A real fight. Anyhow, we'll carry on. I don't want to get this video to go on for too long. Got other things to do. I want to take us over now to another site, but first, I understand that the Lotus Eaters have come out in support of the merger, if you like. So that's good. I have mixed feelings about the Lotus Eaters sometimes. I see that Connor Tomlinson has come out supporting it. A lot of people on that site I told you about the other day, where there were people who didn't like it. They were having a pop at him. We've got to stop having a pop at each other just because we see a different way forward. You know, at the end of the day, we all want to save our country. It's just we see different ways of doing it. I'm putting my money that the only way to save it is the way that Paul Golding of Britain First put it. It's going to be on the streets, yeah? I think Andrew seems to suggest that as well. But let's go over to one of the sanest people on the internet, who looks at things in a cold, calculating, clinical manner. That would be Landor, wouldn't it? Let's play the start of what he says. I'll leave links to all of them below in the description. Okay? I don't want to get a copyright strike again. Alright, here we go.
Restore Britain. Finally, we have a chance to get out of this quagmire. And there's one man who's going to be especially happy to hear this news.
Who would you like to see being PM?
PM?
Yeah, Prime Minister.
Rupert Lowe.
I don't even know who that guy is. It's just a random patriot that Novara Media happened to ask whilst they were walking around Manchester, but he's got to be pretty happy about the news, right? And it's funny because 2 days ago I made a video about Jim Ratcliffe, and the last 6 minutes of that video were just me ranting about how we need Rupert Lowe to start a party and we need him to do it soon. Well,
okay. So that's what Landor thinks, right? So we've got some good thinkers, good minds supporting this merger, yeah? Elon Musk supports it. But of course there are dissenters. There's Richard over in Northern Ireland. He doesn't like it one little bit. So we'll have a listen to what he says, but I'll show you a comment I left over on Richard's site as well at the end of it. Basically, though, Richard is concerned that we'd walk away from Northern Ireland. He says less than flattering things about people my age and our ability and stuff like that, and that we belong to some super elite. I'm not super elite, I'm 77. And we only care about one thing. Well, he might be right there. We care about our country. And he suggests that people like me would walk away from Northern Ireland. That we don't know Belfast from Bangor. Some of us know Belfast from Bangor all too well. We know the difference between the short strand and the Shankill. Yeah. A lot of my comrades finished their time on this earth in Northern Ireland. No British patriot would give up Northern Ireland, Ulster. It's one of the 4 pillars of the United Kingdom. England, Wales, Scotland and Ulster, Northern Ireland. You notice on Rupert Lowe's desk, or was it on Ben Habib's desk, he's got an Ulster flag there with the red hand of Ulster. Interesting how that symbol come to be on their flag. We would never walk away from Northern Ireland, yeah. Anyhow, let's go see what Richard has to say.
Many of you will have seen the live stream I jumped on with Paul last night and again today, and I think we're in grave danger. I've gone from the elation of where we were last Saturday after the Advance UK conference to pretty much despondency. And I'm just going to be honest, okay? I'm just going to be honest. Now, I will reiterate this. When I'm saying what I'm saying tonight, none of what I say is a criticism of Ben Habib or the other leadership of Advance UK. I think they have played a straight bat. They have been completely honourable in everything they've done. And that's why I'm so annoyed, and I still am annoyed and spitting blood at what those, well, I'm trying to bite my tongue a little bit. In fact, I'm not going to bite my tongue. I'm absolutely disgusted with the way Restore Britain, and the people around Rupert Lowe and Rupert himself have behaved. I think they've been dismissive and condescending to Ben and every single member of Advance UK. They're really, in my opinion, doing what Reform's done. You know, they are creating. In my opinion, now this is just my humble opinion, okay? They are creating a new right-wing elite. These people, from what I can tell, have no interest in us, the working class. And if you're in Northern Ireland, as far as I can see, and again, unless I'm missing something, and if I'm missing something, please let me know in the comments if I'm missing something. I live in Northern Ireland. There are a lot of Advance UK members in Northern Ireland. Okay, and from what I can see, Restore Britain, they don't even mention the UK, so they're not interested in Northern Ireland. I've never heard Rupert Lowe discuss Northern Ireland. I don't even know if he could show someone Belfast or Bangor or Portadown or Limavady on the map. Ben Habib's completely the opposite. Now, Ben has very graciously reached out the hand of camaraderie, of brotherhood, of fellowship. He's reached out that right hand to Rupert Lowe on numerous occasions, I think on 3.
Okay, there you go. That's Richard's take on it. Let me know in the comments, guys, what you think. In fact, I think I know what most of you are going to say at any rate. I've said, hold fire, see what is happening, keep your powder dry. Yeah, but Richard should have known about the history of Ulster and what secularism does out there. Fortunately now Catholics and Protestants are coming together thanks to the work of people like Freedom Dad 73, who I often talk about. But he's seen, well no, he was too young to see. And me, being older, I have seen it. So I can see what's coming on the mainland, yeah. They are not going to give up with the fight, and they are able to organize fast. They've got barracks all over our country, yeah. Small communities, they outnumber the local population, yeah. I meant to show you some images of some of the new barracks being built in the Republic of Ireland. They're not barracks. They're little tiny apartments. Hundreds of them, row after row. We're going to have to be tough, and we're going to need tough talking leaders. Men without manners. Yeah. Men like me, men like Paul Golding, men like Nick Taccone. People who are used to being on the streets. Even people like my old chairman, Nick Griffin. Bring back the old BNP activists. They're still fighting them. Bring back the old NF activists. Bring back the BM if they are still about. I haven't heard of them for years. You know, there's a tough fight coming. Anyhow, I left Richard a comment. I have no desire to attack Richard. I want us all to work together. I'll try to moderate my language if I have to speak about them. But the thing is with patriots, isn't it? If you take a swing at one, you better count on the fact that he's going to take a swing back. I'll try to pull my punches in future. Let's have a look at this comment I left. Okay, here's the comment. Here's the comment I left for Richard. I said it in good faith. Richard, I am what you would call one of those who you believe in are a super elite who would turn their back on Northern Ireland, and you would not be further from the truth. I know Northern Ireland. I was there between 1969 and 1976. I know where Belfast and Bangor are. I know the Short Strand and the Shankill. I would never turn my back on Ulster. Northern Ireland is one of the 4 pillars of the United Kingdom. As for age, I am 77 and started a YouTube channel on the 15th of October 25. I may not be as sharp as I was, but I can still cut, and I am fitter now than when I was 50. Please be pragmatic about this. As an Ulsterman, you should know better than anyone else what is coming. Now is not the time for dividing, it is a time for uniting, just as the Protestants and Catholics are doing because of the work done by people like Freedom Dad, 73. That was the comment I left there. Going through the comments, a lot of people pointing out that Richard is wrong. I feel you support us. Advance will merge with Restore. Have you been on the loopy juice? No need for that really, but assisted dying isn't so bad. I ain't going down having my arse swiped. Later on he talks about assisted dying and euthanasia, I'm guessing. How do I feel about that? That's another video. Anyhow, as I said, that was Richard's take. I'm going to be leaving links to Richard and the others in the description. Now, there is some other news I wanted to tell you about. I'm not sure what to make of this yet. Let me go find it. Pause, Paul. Okay, we're over on the channel of Richie and Rogue. Done a great job for Wales Advance UK. For some reason, Advance UK blocked Richard. Don't understand what that was about. Strangely enough, I don't know whether I've upset you, Rogue. You haven't responded to my last message to you. That's unlike you. I occasionally message Rogue with links I think of interest or my opinion on something, and she normally responds pretty quickly. But she's gone silent on me. I don't know whether I've been ghosted. But look, here's the interesting one. They've got a podcast tonight at 2000 hours, 8 p.m. Yeah, Time for the Truth. And I think Richard's going to be telling what happened to him. But there's only one way to find out, and that's to tune in and see it. Which way those two are going to go, I really don't know. We shall have to see. Okay, guys, that's all I've got for you for now, or I'm sure I'll be back later. Please think before you speak. And I'll see you on the next one. You've been listening to Paul Morris, The Green Arrow. Come on, guys, let's stop bickering and let's turn our attention to the enemy that is rushing up our beaches.